Shalom, my name is Jeremy Kimchi. I'm a wood artist, and I'd like to welcome you to my exhibition here at the Jerusalem Theater entitled Negative Space, Positive Tension. I've been working in wood for about 25 years now. What I endeavor to do is create what I call functional art. What do I mean by functional art? It's the bridging of the gap between, on the one hand, design, and on the other hand, art. It's bringing in those subtle, almost spiritual touches into our everyday mundane existence. And the wood itself is almost on a spiritual level. The beauty, the natural beauty of each piece of wood is what I work with. It's the material that I work with. And I try to bring out that natural beauty and enhance it by my own interpretation of what it is, whatever it is I'm trying to do on a particular piece. And now I invite you to come take a closer look at some of the pieces I've brought here to the exhibition, and we can explore this together. I spoke about the natural beauty of the wood and about how what I try to do is to let that beauty express itself and give that beauty my personal interpretation. So here I'd like to take a closer look at this chair, which I call a throne. And this chair is created out of a single log of mappa burl, which I had in the shop for close to a year. And I was wondering, what could I make out of this piece that would let it really manifest itself in a good way? And one day it struck me. This piece of wood, this log, this primordial piece of material wants to be a throne. So I started chopping away and sculpting away and taking off layer and layer and layer. And in the end, this is what we have. We have a throne. And it has, on the one hand, very, very smooth, sculpted spiral surfaces. And on the other hand, I've retained here the natural beauty, the very, very wondrous, tactile feel of the burl itself. Of course, I've gone over it, so it's wonderful to the touch. But in my mind, the connection between the sculptural, smooth elements and the very, very primordial feel of the wood is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to connect people with the natural beauty, connect them with the wood itself. And I have a passion for what I do. I have a passion for the wood. And I try to let other people share that passion and reconnect with this material, which I think is a wonderful thing. And if I've done that, then I think I've achieved my goal. And often people will ask me, is it okay to touch? And I say, no, it's not okay to touch. I really want you to touch. I want you to come and create your own connection with this material, to create your contact and feel that it belongs to you and live with it and let it enhance your life. And come and touch. The title of this exhibition is Negative Space, Positive Tension. What does that mean? It might sound a little bit abstract. What it means is, often in my work, I try to incorporate spacing between two members of a piece, be it a piece of furniture or a sculpture, to break up the monotony of just one expanse of wood and create some kind of tension between those two members. Now, this particular piece, which is a sculpture, is actually the negative of this coffee table here. Because this coffee table was created by making a big oval, and I cut out two shapes in order to reach the form that I was looking for. And those two forms, those two cutouts, were lying on the table. I was going to throw them out or maybe burn them in a wood stove. And I was looking at them and I realized that here is an opportunity to do something really great. The whole concept of taking a piece of negative space and creating with it positive tension is what this show is about. And I played with it, and I flipped them, and I turned them, and I let them sit for a while, and I came back to it. And in the end, I arrived at this composition. Now, when we talk about negative space and positive tension, we're talking about what's happening between two forms or two individuals, two people. Are they going together in a even, positive, parallel path with no differences and no deviations? Or maybe they're going in a parallel path that meanders through life together like this. Or maybe one is going this way and one is going this way, and maybe they go apart, or maybe they come back together, or maybe they go out and come back and go out and come back in a constant exploration of life, and they have meetings together at various points as they move along. In any event, this piece of sculpture, which, as I said, was actually intended for the wood stove, came about as the negative for this coffee table. And I think that's a wonderful way to complement each other. And actually, they look very good together. But that's what this show is all about. It's about two different pieces, two different people, and how they meet up, and what's happening between them, and what's happening in that space there, that sort of intangible space between those two people. We looked at the other piece, which had two members very gently curving and flowing together in a wonderful harmony. This piece, of course, is speaking a very different language. While it's wonderfully smooth to the touch, what it represents is some kind of an inner, almost volcanic energy which is begging to burst forth. And what I've done here is I've created a sort of very quiet, solid form which contains that. And so it's juxtaposing that inner energy and the outer quiet form, which I think is what gives this piece its interest. And I really enjoy experimenting and exploring with different shapes, using different kinds of woods, and creating and experimenting with new techniques. And I'm always looking to get to the next level. And that's what makes my work enjoyable, and I think that's what makes it interesting. And I hope other people can share that enjoyment and that interest together with me as I continue to look for new forms and new meanings and new significance in my work. So we've looked at a few different pieces here in the exhibition, Negative Space, Positive Tension. Particularly, we've looked at two pieces that work in very different ways. One, the two forms flowing together harmoniously, and the other with a jagged break in the middle. And I'd like to finish up our little tour with this piece here, which clearly talks about couplehood, which talks about two forms intertwining and growing together. Now, each one is its own individual form, but they work together in love and friendship and compassion, and hopefully they will remain that way forever. And that's really what I try to do in my work, in this show in particular and in general, is to create a passion and a love for wood, which is the material I work in, for art and for design, and to let people share that passion and that love of all these things, and hopefully enhance their life in just a little way, and sometimes even with a little bit of humor that will give them a little bit of smile on their faces. And I'm very happy that I have this opportunity here at the Jerusalem Theater, and I welcome you all, and I welcome you all to my shop and my gallery, which is located in Kfar Adumim. And please come and visit me, and come and experience the wonderful richness of the wood and the tactile sensation of my work. Thank you, and be well. So here we are at the studio workshop. I've just signed my name on another piece of functional art. This is a sculpted mirror. And for those of you who did not make it to my exhibition at the Jerusalem Theater, and especially for those of you who did and want to see more, I welcome you here to my studio workshop, where you're welcome to come and visit me and get a closer inside look at how I do what I do, and smell the wood as it's being cut, and see the pieces in their various stage of finish. In addition to that, I have a gallery located right upstairs with many pieces which were not shown at the theater. So I look forward to hearing from you all, and be well. Thank you.